Well, suddenly the horizontal decided to join us. So now they're both doing stuff, but they're not in sync, and it's very confusing.
Okay. We definitely have a horizontal. And we still
Okay.
don't have a vertical.
That's
Okay.
unfortunate.
Get myself. My phone volume.
But still not connecting. Okay, the voice thing is working. Hey, Sylvie made it. Hello. Not bad. Pretty good. Mostly good. Why is the bot not joining the thing? Ah. And it joined. Phew. Hello and welcome. This is Kevin Nelson, known as AWOL. Just realized this is up kind of high. So this is either I guess the second or third day that we were working on this. I guess it's third because the first was where we made these little tab things. That was like part of a stream. And then last week we did all the joining together and getting this thing kind of down. So I guess it's the third day. Yeah, we're going to see what kind of progress we can make today. See if we can't make something where we can really see how the pattern looks. Right now, it's like it's barely even there. You can't tell what it's going to look like. But hopefully today we change that. I am joined tonight by my lovely wife, Mandy. And yeah, this should be really cool. Like, because it's a lot smaller than some of the other bags that we've done. So hopefully it doesn't take us too long to also, if it's only 6 colors, that's another thing that's kind of in our favor. So hopefully it doesn't take too long before the pattern really starts to show up and look cool. So yeah, pretty good week. Although today I wasn't doing anything fancy or weird or anything. I was just walking towards the kitchen and I seemed to have sprained something just above the ankle. It felt like a tendon kind of popped. And yeah, I'm not too happy about that one. I don't know how I did it. It's so weird. So random too, like just sort of out of nowhere. Yeah, kind of unfortunate.
You get to a certain age and you sneeze wrong and
Right. I don't feel like I'm that certain age yet though.
get a cramp while getting in the car.
Oh man, that sucked so bad. But that's because the doorway is like really small. I had to really crush myself in. That wasn't my fault. That was the car's fault. I'm just too damn
Probably too
tall.
small for you.
I should have like marked down what kind of car that was in case I ever get picked up by one of those again and be like, yo, bro, can I sit up front? Because I can't fit in the back. That was so bad.
It's not me, it's you.
Yeah. It was like right in the diaphragm area of the belly, just got a cramp to beat hell because I had to squish myself in so that way I could like duck my head in through the door. Yeah, Mandy's mom was like that. Everybody else was old. She didn't understand why, and didn't like to be put in that same category, even though she was the same age as the people she said were old.
It's about being young at heart.
Yeah, that she was.
And that's like the complete opposite. He's like, I'm old, I can do what I like.
Right. I might tempted in doing the short row along here, but I kind of want to get like this, the whole row of this kind of done before I start doing all that. So I have to rotate this a bit. Hey, my new craft. Hello. I was walking to the kitchen and something popped in my ankle or just above my ankle. One of the tendons just kind of said, nope, not today. And so now I'm kind of, yeah, I was letting Mandy tell her story. Yeah. But somehow I don't feel like I'm, so old that these kind of things should be happening to me. I don't know how it happened. It might be that I haven't been wearing the high arch supports, and that maybe part of my foot just the arch itself may have fallen down some. So that kind of stuff has happened in the past. Not fun.
You still have that thing we got, right? The elasticy thing.
Yeah, somewhere. I don't know where it is. Oh, I think I do. It might be in the thing that we take on trips.
You should put it back on and see if that helps.
Hey, Rainbow made it. Hello, Rainbow. Doing good. Except for seems I have to keep telling this. I was only walking to the kitchen and something popped in my ankle area. Felt like a tendon popped. Hurt like hell. And yeah. Yeah. I'm been accused of getting old. I'm not old. That's not.
There was also the getting into the car story.
Yeah. That was a little while ago, though. I haven't had that hasn't happened in a minute.
So, when we were coming back from dinner the other night,
Yeah. So apparently, there are certain cars that getting into the back seat doesn't really work out for a guy who's 6'4", and I had to cram myself in such a way that, like, the way I doubled over caused me to basically sprain the diaphragm area. You know, like that area, like right below where the rib cage is. Yeah, that was incredibly painful. And Mandy's suggesting that that may be a sign of age. I think it's a sign of just being too damn tall for that little teeny car. Right. It doesn't have to be because I'm old. Right. Anyways, I went to a concert last night. It's the first time I've ever been to a concert here in Singapore. Not like a proper concert. I've been to a few places where there was like outdoor free event kind of stuff. Those were pretty cool. But this is like the first proper concert. I went and saw Kraftwerk, and that was a lot of fun. Yeah. So I had originally bought um like nosebleed seats. Like I was not planning on, you know, paying a small fortune to be up close to the band or anything like that. I bought these nosebleed seats and kind of didn't think anything of it. I get there and they're like, "Oh, sir, did you not get the email?" I'm like, "What email? No." And they're like, "Oh, well, you got to go upstairs here and then go to the table and show them your ticket or whatever." And I'm like, "Okay, whatever." So I go up to the table and I'm like, they're like, "Oh," and they gave me a new ticket. Like before, I had like this digital ticket on my phone. I've had it there for like the last couple months, and like they give me a new physical ticket. I'm like, okay. And so the first lady, she tells me like I got to go down to like the third door, and then go down and be get directed. And then I started heading down there, and somebody else tells me I go to the fourth door. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just follow wherever people tell me to go. So I go down to the fourth door, and this person proceeds to take me from the very back of the lower floor all the way down to like this other set of railings. And he's like, "Yeah, you want to go down there, and somebody else will help you from here." And I'm like, suddenly like, wow, I'm already getting like closer to the whole stage or whatever, like way closer than I anticipated. Um, 'Cause again, I was up in the nosebleed, like that's like at least half the stadium back. And so I go down, and then the person proceeds to take me to essentially it's like the fifth row, but like because it's off on the side, there's like only a couple people really ahead of me. Um, and I'm down near where there's this whole wall of speakers, like this huge stack. And I would later discover that was kind of a thing. I don't know if you guys will remember, but a couple of years back, I had a whole heart problem, that whole AFib thing. And I started panicking because I was afraid that because it's, kind of a electronic music or whatever, there were times that they were playing a real strong beat real fast. I was afraid it was going to get my heart rate going too hard, and I'd have the whole AFib thing going on. Turns out it's okay, I guess.
I'd be more
So
concerned about your hearing.
what? Yeah, it definitely made everything a little jiggly. Yep. But yeah, it was a really fun show. I was close enough that the guy that sings was on the other side of the stage, but I could see that he was actually like when he was singing and like what parts were like, already recorded or whatever. Like I honestly I don't if you guys ever have a chance, take a look at like the videos of Kraftwerk and what they're doing. There's it's four dudes and they all stand behind these like little platform stands that look like maybe it could hold a keyboard or a screen or maybe it's touch screen. I don't know what it is, but they're like their hands are up there for most of the show, like they're playing with knobs or doing something. But the whole time, all the songs sound exactly like they do on the album. So it doesn't seem like they're really actually improvising or doing anything like that. So it's kind of hard to guess what is actually really even happening. They're definitely just they're just up there. Their hands are like they could have been making bracelets for all I fucking knew. I think I had to recognize that kind of motion, but you know what I mean. It'd be, and not every song is a banger. That ban ban ban, the autobahn, ban ban ban, the autobahn. Not exactly like the most brilliant written stuff. I do really like their music. I've been a fan of theirs like since the 80s. Couple of the songs that I really like, they opened up with Numbers, which is like a really great tune. And I wanted them to play Pocket Calculator, which they did not. But they did also play Tour de France and Man Machine. Like it's there's not a whole lot of bands I would like go see. I thought this is probably like one of the few chances to actually see these guys, but uh,
I don't even know where I sent it.
you don't know what? Hmm.
Never mind, found it.
Uh, Hang on, I need to get a tissue. My nose is all runny all of a sudden here. Hang on. Ah. Ah. So this pattern is sort of similar to the last two bags I made, whereas it's not, well, it's asymmetrical. It's not symmetrical, right? So it's asymmetrical. And it essentially kind of makes arrowhead designs, but kind of going off in all different sorts of ways and stuff, which I love. But the first one was 16 colors, and then the next one was 8 colors, and this one's only 6 colors. So it's a little bit faster. Oh, man. I have a tiny knot in my string. I might need
Don't get your
Mandy's.
strings in the pen.
Wait, why is it? There's a knot where it's not supposed to be. I need help taking it out. It's too tiny.
Okay.
Oh. Hey, sweet. Mm. Hey, Cindy. Mm. Oh, wait. Do we have to tell the stories of Kevin being old again? I hurt myself earlier for no. I don't even know how it's possible. I didn't do anything really. I was just walking towards the kitchen and seemed to have sprained an ankle. So there's been a lot of talk about me getting old, that age where things just start breaking. I know. Me old? It can't be, right? Gotta be a mistake. Yeah, I think we're almost all the way around with this row, and then after that, I might change up how I do the stuff. Yeah, this is the last little area to kind of level this out. I just trying really hard to try to get the top kind of straight. Yeah, I wasn't doing anything. What? That just slid out of place. Yeah. Who got pushed around in a fucking wheelchair for a goddamn month or more because they stepped off a fucking curb funny? And who is the nice guy pushing the wheelchair? Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter how nice I am, sweetheart. I'm not pushing you around in a chair.
I'm just saying,
Not happening.
I was pretty nice for catching so many strays here. Yeah, that was what I did today, though. There was no, I didn't trip over something. I just stepped and there was a pop. Like, uh, okie doke. Uh, wow. Yeah, that sounds bad. Yeah. I've been seeing chiropractors since I was probably 16, 17 years old. Well, I don't know. I've seen videos from chiropractors showing how to like use the rolly disc thing or a chair or whatever. Like they're like, all you gotta do is do this, 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 and you know,
I'm sure there's a limit.
probably. My problem is that a lot of things that they suggest doing to stretch, like I am beyond the point of being able to like get to that position. So like I need instructions on like how, if you can't do that, then how do you get to there? You know, because like my legs and stuff are like so stiff that like I can't even like sit comfortably and like cross my leg. So like almost to the point where it's just kind of leveled out all the way around. So so this is the row of where it's 5. The next row is just 3 knots. And I'm kind of contemplating the possibility of doing, you know, like just concentrate on one side instead of like rotating it around a lot. I don't know. We'll kind of play it by ear, see how this goes. Oh no. Well, you can't keep doing the knots I'm doing. I'm probably doing a whole different pattern. That's nice. And I want to rotate this around a little bit. I could work on the right side, but kind of see a potential over here. I want to see. Yeah, these ones always get kind of wavy on the sides. It's cool. These are a kind of a nightmare to try to get the tension right. Yeah, that's not true. I don't know who would tell you that. That's not how you. If you do this one. Right? No, I don't think it is true at all. I think it's about trying to, like, if you've been noticing, I keep kind of tugging at the top of this. I'm trying to keep the overall thing straight as I'm going along, and you're trying to make little micro adjustments all the time to get it balanced out, so that way there's a consistency. Like, here, let me pull this down a little bit so you can see. Like, so I'm trying to make sure this row up here at the top is straight. And so I would keep kind of tugging and pulling, and then I'm making adjustments as I'm making my knots down here. Most of the time, I really just want to keep them very, very tight, unless there's something, a reason to not be as tight. But yeah, it's yeah, cool. Yeah, yeah. Some will tell you need a straight edge technique. That's the cure all for bracelets, which that's not true either. Like, you can still have that and have a wavy bracelet. That's not right. Yeah, agreed. Reddit is a strange, strange peoples at times. blow my nose again. That's so fun. Wow. Same. Yeah. Yeah. Jimmy Kimmel does a lot of those, asking people point out other countries. They can't even find the United States on the map. Yeah, the earthquake one. I saw that. That was that on Reddit? I saw that same thing, and they're like, "Wow, there must be something to this." And yeah, that's I saw that same post. And yet somehow the mega base still is kind of delusional enough to like not understand that the rest of the world sees through the BS. Um, Canada actually makes it really easy. You can denounce your American citizenship and move to Canada. You don't even have to have ancestry to do it. They've made that all pretty easy. Right. Right. I have a friend who I just recently found out is claims that they just lean towards the right. They're not saying that they're mega, but you know, but what's the big deal about Trump? Has he actually broken any laws? Was her comment. And I was just like, I had to stop. Like I I will say some things, but yeah. Yeah, I know, right? just unfortunate that the platforms benefit from this kind of stuff because it's creating engagement. It's making people stick around and view more ads or whatever because they're spending more time online as they become more left or right, minded. And yes, I'd rather just watch cat videos. Right? Sounds perfect. Hi, Rex. Oh no, they don't use their thumbs. I've fed raccoons potato chips before. They struggle with holding anything. Kinda. But they kind of like pick it up, like put it in both hands and try to. And I've seen cats actually do that. So cats, for the most part, don't bother trying. So
Oh, you're so pretty.
oh, he's got a little band on his leg. This Schwann's got a bracelets.
That's a good thing. That means they're cracked.
The Swans probably have their own conspiracy theory as to why. That's just a remnant of that time I got kidnapped. They got knocked me out for a little bit. Right? So now that we're doing kind of like 2 rows at the same time, it feels like we're getting it to go a lot faster. It could be just how it feels, maybe like it's faster. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I'm basing it on been an hour and a half. How am I making good progress or not? I kind of think I am because I'm starting to see a lot more of like how the pattern's gonna kind of come together. Like the this one will come zigzag down, it'll hit the light color here, and then it'll run parallel over there. Something like that. I mean, I don't know that it's necessarily like knotting faster, but like more of the pattern is getting like uncovered as we're going, like because it's going 3 knots and then 5 knots. So like it's it's a big change from just like doing a little tiny row. Okay. You have a good night there, my new. Um, I talked to the person who I get my strings from, and they weren't interested. Yeah. Um, I tried with the where my supplier. I tried that. That didn't happen. I have sent stuff to DMC. DMC doesn't even basically want to acknowledge that friendship bracelets and stuff use up a lot more string than their embroidery. Like they literally don't want to even associate themselves with this craft. So yeah, I don't know. I guarantee I use a lot more string than a cross stitcher. Like a cross stitcher divides up this thread, then only use like there's 6 strands in each one of these things, and they'll split it in half, to do their art, right? I'm doubling up my string and I'm using, dozens of skeins just for one project. And by right, if I worked on this every day, I could probably have this bag done in like 4 or 5 days. So like, yeah, I use way more string than anything else. Yeah, it's a nice thought. I have considered it. And then there's other string manufacturers out there that maybe, but like I wouldn't want to get with one like Daiso string. Mandy and I hate working with Daiso string. It's if you lift up a strand, you're going to bring a few more with you because it's so picky and whatever. It's just really bad. Plus, if you go to tighten it down, really, you're trying to make the knot really tight in order to make sure that it pulls in an area. There's a chance it'll snap on you. So yeah, like I wouldn't want to get the wrong string company and hate doing what I do. I have thought about like having people like whoever orders from my thread supplier, like tell them that I sent you just to see if like after a while they're like, wow, like now we got to find out who this AWOL is because you know obviously sending business our way. Oh, speaking of, um, found a new potential supplier of glow in the dark floss. And so we picked up a couple packs of the sampler pack, which has like different string colors. And then picked up a couple packets of just the white floss. So I kind of feel like I could use the white floss pretty easily. Shoot. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about the whole glow in the dark stuff. If the stuff works out well, I have some ideas of some fun stuff we could do. Right. I think my string supplier can't be making that much profit considering how cheap they're selling the string for. So I think they're kind of like, the string is already cheap. We can't really afford to take more out, you know? So like it's not about, I mean, if they were selling it for the same price as like what DMC does, I'm sure there'd be some wiggle room to be able to cut a deal. But again, DMC, they don't even want to acknowledge the craft. I've tried mentioning things on their Instagram page before. Yeah. Right. That's true. Um, we, we are not French. Despite having seen somebody actually doing needlework on a train yesterday, that was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
Like
We've been using
she,
DMC. I've been using DMC since I was a kid.
right?
But cross stitch and stuff. So yeah, it's,
Yeah, I guess not. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Except for the fact that it's not DMC. It would, like, if they kind of measured it out at all, it'd be like, wait, how did you get your string so thick? Because DMC is considerably smaller. Yeah, I think so. But I mean, I don't want to pay all that money just to have them come out here and yeah. Yeah, getting yourself in the Guinness Book of Records is expensive. I'm not opposed to that. That sounds like a cool idea. It's only like $1,000 or something, or $1,200 or something like that. I don't know. It's been a while since I've even thought of like that stuff. But yeah, Kickstarter is about like you're gonna have a product that you're gonna send out. The other one is like just funding for a thing. Yeah, it's the. It would be a question of whether or not my big project would qualify or not. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Except for the fact, okay, so I'd have to come up with a new thing for that because all of the bracelets that were made with the leftover string, I swore those would be the last of that, and I'm not going back on my word on that one. That was a lot of people paid extra for that. But yeah, I can totally make souvenirs. I got a shitload of bracelets. We could even have like tiers, like $10 get you something out of this category, and $20 gets you something out of that category. Yeah, I could totally come up with something as like a reward system. Memorabilia. One word. Ah, I too think I'm underrated. I've seen other YouTubers with way more followers, and it's just like, wait, how? Probably because I'm a dude. If I had to guess as to the one main reason why it's not as viral or whatever is because I'm a dude. and not even a young dude at that. So like, because most people think of this as like a girl's kind of craft, and so there's a certain prejudice in there. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. Right.
2 hours later.
Plus, I like to encourage people like by doing things that are not necessarily adversely difficult, but not the most simple things either. Like this project, there's an element of it's just arrowheads, but then it's also a little bit more than that. This side over here kind of gets me, this whole little area I'm working on. So weird. This didn't happen in the last one for sure. I watch a lot of videos on things like where influencers went wrong and like get in trouble, whether it's like Moist Critical or some of the other ones or whatever, but like I have not, there's not a whole lot of videos on like what to do it right to get like lots of attention. Well, there are a lot of channels out there like that claim do this and do that, but half the time it doesn't make any sense in what I do, you know? And like YouTube is trying to tell me that I should market products in my videos and like put links and stuff to it. So like have things from Shopee or from wherever and link it up in my video. And it's like, yeah, that seems kind of cool and all, but like that it would make sense if it kind of was a product that I'm actually using or there was making somehow make sense of it. But like to just put in a product out of nowhere doesn't fit the channel at all. Like there's no reason for me to try to hawk something while I'm tying knots. It just there's no, unless it was my redacted soda or something like that. But like the only other thing to hawk would be the string itself. And like I was saying earlier, the string company, they didn't seem really interested in that. Yeah, so if we're going to talk about like the differences in my channel, I think one of the big things is is I'm not trying to make you use a platform to be able to make your bracelets. I'm not selling you on the idea that you need to go to friendshipbracelets.net or the other one and use those patterns. I'm actively taking patterns and changing them up and making original art and balancing it out so that way like there's something interesting in the middle of it, or the pattern repeats itself like a number of times or stuff like that. Like, I kind of feel like I'm probably the only one that's doing it. I mean, even the bracelets I wear, right? Like the center of this one is right in between like these two. There's two of these things on one side and two on the other. Like it's nice and symmetrical. Looks pretty darn cool. And like people, like somebody just recently went to my personal group on Reddit and asked for a pattern number for a bracelet they had. And I had to explain that, like, I don't really do that. I don't look up pattern numbers for people. That I'd be happy to make the pattern for them because I have my own graph paper for that. And, you know, if they needed a pattern, I could do it. But they wanted to know how I knew how to do that. I'm like, well, kind of because I've been making bracelets since 1987. And they're like, oh, like, wow, like that's older than I am. Or like before I was even born. And they're like, yeah, that probably get that a little bit more than I'd care to admit. But yeah. But then they went and checked out my webpage and stuff and were pretty impressed. So that was pretty cool. They're going to try some of my patterns. At least that's what she said. Oh, cool. Yeah. So the Not Just Knots page is literally a thing I created. Like I wanted to have my own group in case the friendship bracelet ones had a problem with the fact that I don't do pattern numbers, which the bot always tells me that I need to put a pattern number on there. But they don't bug me about it. They don't. I think they've kind of come to the conclusion that that's not happening ever, and a lot of people like my posts, so they let me just do whatever I do. But I'm also like quick, like if somebody's like, oh, I need a pattern for this or whatever, like if that's unsolved, then I'll make the pattern for the people. Oh, that's nice. You hear that, honey? I'm a unicorn. Yeah. Yeah. Try out the graph paper, try filling it in. Try not to go too crazy at first. You should be able to, by right, figure out if you're making it too hard on yourself. If there's an awful lot of zigzags and stuff, then they're definitely going to be too hard. I just recently did a bracelet. I'll show you guys. This may not look like it. It may look like an arrowhead, but there's a lot of like really weird stuff going on in it. It is absolutely ridiculous. I don't know if you can see how clearly on the back of it, but yeah, that was just outright obnoxious. Right. Yeah, I have a whole bunch of bracelets in there. They're not numbered or anything. I don't know how hard it would be to update all that. It'd be kind of weird, maybe. I can't imagine having a meltdown over a beginner trying the craft unless they're trying to do something that's like well outside of what a beginner should be messing with. Like honestly, I think the real beginners need to spend a little time with, the candy stripes and chevrons before getting too involved with, higher end, very zigzaggy patterns. Then once you get past doing dovetails and some fancy candy and that kind of stuff, and start getting into like the more advanced things, then start doing some arrowheads or start doing, things that have some symmetry to it that makes it a little easier to balance it out. And then get into like doing the crazy ones. There's like a kind of a natural progression if you want to do this without like making a mess of your strings. And then eventually everybody should get to making bigger projects because it's probably the most rewarding thing. I definitely get way more dopamine off of these bigger projects. Right. I could maybe add it in the tags for uh, if the structure's sort of there, if I can find a way of doing it, might be kind of fun. Yeah, we're good at different things. I'm good at pretending that I know what I do, and Mandy's good at actually doing. Wait, can we not hear Mandy?
Oh, I didn't realize I was muted.
I saw the
I
mouth moving, and I'm like, huh?
I was saying that the problem is that for you, starting a project like that can be a source of stress. For me, I get satisfaction out of actually doing it.
Right. So where would you attach the number to? Like, how would you attach it so that way they could get to the pages easy?
It's just about the URLs and the actual document. The problem is that when you started doing this, you never actually created a system.
Right. Well, it started out just being a thing that was sort of fun. Never expected it to quite.
Plus, it's evolved.
Yeah.
It's like how I create skills for all the shop products. Same thing.
Right.
Technically, those same codes could be used for the pattern numbers.
Right. Yeah, it sounds kind of fun. Sounds like a lot of work. No. I like the it's a cool concept. Well, no, I think it's got a built in whatever. It's got like a Google thing already in there. So like if you're looking for the graph paper, it'll take you to it. Or if you try to, it's got a little search thing. Yeah. Or if my whole stuff turns so viral that suddenly like I've got a million subscribers and that kind of stuff, that would work. I know not every video has a pattern, but we're coming up on the 1,000th video will be like public here soon. I don't know what I'm actually on anymore. I know that the 1,000th video has been made. I don't know when it becomes public, but yeah, like 1,000 videos, even if it was half of those were patterns, that's like, that's, yeah. So besides putting the pattern number in the title, in the URL, would it also have to be in on the web page somewhere? Like, would I have to like add a thing and say pattern number, whatever, somehow on that page?
Yes.
Would
To
that
make it
be?
searchable when people don't actually know what they're searching for.
That's the most random thing ever. What made you think of the gecko? Feel like ADHD, just one right there. Yeah. Okay. I guess I could put it right there, like by the bracelet, like the pattern itself.
The pattern itself is in PDF or paper. Oh, well, right now,
Most of them are JPEGs.
okay.
The new ones are WebP.
Right. Basically, they're all WebP. They get auto converted. So
Yeah, but all I got to do is just type
yeah,
in
I know.
a header.
I'm saying that from the user's point of view, all the images are web piece. So the image name as well needs to be the same. And the reason for that is
No,
because if people are using an image search,
right. Yeah, you suddenly made it really hard.
I told you there are a lot of steps to it. It's just really nitty gritty shit that I like.
Yeah, I don't like.
Naming,
I
naming
I
conventions, and
I know like.
I know what would happen would be I would have to create a whole new spreadsheet for you with all the steps, and you have to check things off. And it's one
As
more thing
a
to add stress to what you already do. Something
yeah, yeah,
I already can foresee what would happen. So
yeah, yeah. I think she would as well. I used to like working with databases back with working with SQL. I love that stuff. I love computer things in general. Just for looking at trying to do all the things that I already do and then add in all this stuff. Like at first, if I just had to add the a title number to each one of the pages and stuff, that would have been easy. But like to go back and find the image and rename it, that's a nightmare because yeah, no, suddenly there's like too many steps, too many things for a brain that can be easily distracted. Yeah, no. I'm kind of digging the whole idea. I just trying to envision what goes into it, how to make it. It could be kind of cool. Wow. That's way cool. That's just strengthening. That's my problem. Uh, I explain my baldness. Yeah, exactly. I feel like I could be good at breaking things.
Don't break the cabin.
Yeah, I was a help desk technician for a while. That was a lot of fun. I I I took on a project where these people had never had a computer before and they're trying to do various things with it. And like I was once on a call for over an hour helping a guy just set up his computer, like plugging in the cables, plugging it into the wall, doing all that. Over an hour just to get this guy's computer up and going. And the first thing he does when he gets the computer started is he wants to know how to download music. Like play some solitaire for now. What you I can't teach you how to illegally steal music, so you just Oh yeah. Oh, and I did get a call on a broken mouse pad. Yeah, somebody called up, and I instantly had to hit mute, chuckle a little. They're like, "Okay, can you describe what's going on?" And they're like, "Yeah, I'm moving the mouse, and it's bumping all the way up against the keyboard, but the cursor, I can't get it near the trash can." I told them to pick up the mouse and recenter it, and it blew their mind. Wow. Okay. Yep. Yep. Had somebody that their cup holder kept trying to close on them. That was the CD drive. It was their cup holder. Yeah. There's a lot of great people out there. Yeah, that would be kind of neat. I don't remember how did I get roped into that thing where NPark's testing out their new software and trying to see if it was intuitive or not. Remember that?
Yeah. Yep. Sure.
Was that York Sue?
Mhm.
So yeah, I went to a place where they were testing out software and trying to see if it was whatever. And like guys like, okay, now all you gotta do is try to, open the app or do whatever it was I was supposed to do. And I tried a couple things and he's like, no, that's not how you do it. And I'm like, well, and then he tries to show me like what the right way is. I'm like, well, that's not intuitive at all. He's like, yes, it is. Like he was getting genuinely mad that what I thought was intuitive was not what I was supposed to be doing. And I couldn't see how his way was supposed to be the right way. But I'm supposed to be the average Joe on the street to see whether or not the software made sense or not. Like, wow. Plus, dude's getting like really heated over it. Like he was pissed that I wasn't doing it the right way. I suspect for us with ADHD, impossible. It would start out real fun. Yeah, no, I know that typically there's a lot of dudes that don't want to hear a chick tell them how things work. However, I know that my wife is way smarter than I am. And so I pay close attention. And if she says she knows how a thing is done, I trust that she knows how it's done. So I have to, that's why I have to die first. It's seriously like I'd be lost. I would immediately not know how anything works. So yeah, nope. But I know a lot of dudes that are like that. Oh, I was kind of hoping that we would get this little partial row all the way around, but that doesn't look like that's possible. Instead of trying to do 2 rows like I had been doing, I thought I would just do the small one and see if we could get around this thing.
Isn't today the first time Sandy's going to see her name on screen?
Oh, it is.
Oh.
Unless she's been watching some of the last videos I just made. Because it's actually in the actual last video I made. Which could get confusing because there's something scheduled in December, but it's the one that's in June. I'm just going to finish this little bit right here. Let's take a look at this. This is, yeah, I'd say we got a bunch done tonight. It's not bad. It's definitely easier to see the pattern coming out on it. You can see that this yellow is going to meet up down here. This yellow over here is going to run parallel. Will connect with this side though. Yeah. A couple more weeks and we'll really see what's happening. Yeah. So that's pretty much it for tonight. Before I go, a special shout out to all my YouTube members. You guys make this whole thing happen. So thank you guys so very much for that. We'll be back next week to work on this. And then the week after that, Mandy and I are out of town. So there's going to be a delay in seeing more of this. We'll be back as soon as we can. Are we gone for 1 week or 2 weeks?
Um,
We'll talk about it next week. We'll figure it out. But yeah, there's a whole lot of crazy stuff coming our way. So, yeah. Where's my thing? Oh, there it is. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for making this a fun one. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.